Katie Larrabee, and this is my co-host Cameron Kennedy, and thank you for joining us.
We have breaking news tonight. This just in, Thomas Jefferson has just won the presidency.
Oh, he sure did, Cameron, and what a wild race it's been. Thomas Jefferson, our favorite slave-owning VP from Virginia, has just beat out Aaron Burr in this whirlwind of an election.
Now folks, let me give you the background on this story. Anyone and everyone in our great country knows that Thomas Jefferson and John Adams absolutely despise each other.
Well, Cameron, I'd say you're right on that one.
And their platforms couldn't be any more different. The Federalists advocated for a stronger central government with limitations on individual rights through the Alien and Sedition Acts. The Democratic Republicans, on the other hand, wanted to reduce national authority and promote states' rights through popular sovereignty.
Oh, what a pickle.
The problems with this election started when these two immensely great and considerably petty men absolutely refused to be each other's vice presidents. Since they were the only ones running and the runner-up receives the vice president position, one of them was bound to be in this situation. That was until each man enlisted a running mate from his own party.
Oh, gee, what a thing to do. Am I right, Cameron?
As I was saying, Jefferson chose Aaron Burr as his running mate, and Adams chose Charles C. Pinckney as his. It's no secret that the people, even the Federalists, didn't want to re-elect John Adams, the former president from Massachusetts. In fact, it looks like this election will result in the end of the Federalist Party. Back to you, Katie.
Well, thank you, Cameron. Now, the trouble all started with these gosh darn ballots. All of the candidates were listed on the same ballot, therefore all technically eligible for the presidency, even though Pinckney and Burr were intended to run for vice president. And don't you know, good old Aaron Burr and Thomas Jefferson beat out the feds. And this race got even more wonky when electoral votes for Jefferson and his former running mate tied. Due to an accidental vote in the Electoral College, Burr got an extra vote. Both Democratic Republicans received 73 votes, with Adams getting 65 and Pinckney getting 64. And you know what that means, Cameron?
It goes to the House.
Well, right you are. The odds weren't looking too good for Jefferson, as the Federalist-controlled House considered him their principal foe. But alas, the noble and brilliant man that we all know and love, Alexander Hamilton, turned the tide. Tell the good people what went down, Cameron.
Well, because they hated both Burr and Jefferson, they were torn and looked to their respective party leader, Alexander Hamilton. It was like choosing the lesser of two evils.
Sound familiar?
In Hamilton's eyes, Burr was the greater evil and advised the House to choose Jefferson. Jefferson won in a landslide, securing the victory with the defeated Burr as his vice president.
What a race, am I right, Cameron?
Sure was, Katie.
Wait, hold on, Cameron, I'm getting something. This just in, Congress has just ratified the 12th Amendment. Apparently, this amendment will correct the ballot problems in this race by providing separate electoral college votes for president and vice president. What do you think about this whole incident, Cameron?
Well, I, for one, am glad that this new amendment has been passed. Without it, the electors would have no idea who is campaigning for what position. It would just be a mess. Thomas Jefferson will be a spectacular president, but Katie, I think you'll agree with me on saying that the election of 1800 was a catastrophe from start to finish.
Well, it sure was interesting, Cameron. I gotta say, there can't be any election that has as much mudslinging and controversy as this one.
Well, America, this has been Cameron Kennedy and Katie Larrabee giving you the juiciest news on this year's election. Thank you, and wait just a minute.
Breaking news, Alexander Hamilton has been killed. Yes, folks, you heard it right. It appears as though Aaron Burr, Hamilton's most hated enemy, was still harboring salty tendencies towards our most beloved Secretary of the Treasury and challenged him to a duel. Burr won, fatally shooting him in the stomach, incidentally at the same spot where Hamilton's son had died defending his father's honor.
And right when we thought this election couldn't get any more complicated, well, that's all we have time for, folks. I'm Cameron Kennedy.
And I'm Katie Larrabee. Thank you, America, and good night.